Every morning, no matter how late he had been up, my father rose at 5:30, went to his study, wrote for a couple of hours, made us all breakfast, read the paper with my mother, and then went back to work for the rest of the morning. Many years passed before I realized that he did this for a living. To work effectively with the heterogeneous student populations found in schools, the educator needs to understand and feel comfortable with all cultural backgrounds. They also must understand the cultural setting in which the school is located to develop effective instructional strategies. Our major conclusion is that the current measure needs to be revised. It no longer provides an accurate picture of the differences in the extent of economic poverty among population groups or geographic areas of the country, nor an accurate picture of trends over time. The course considers the ways in which thinkers have responded to the particular political problems of their day and the ways in which they contribute to a broader conversation about human goods and needs, justice, democracy, and the proper relationship of the individual to the state. Dark matter is an elusive substance that provides the skeleton for what cosmologists call the cosmic web, the large-scale structure of the universe that, due to its gravitational influence, dictates the motion of galaxies and other cosmic material. However, the distribution of local dark matter is currently unknown because it cannot be measured directly. One of the major factors influencing future home design will be the probable change in climate, with hotter summers, colder winters, and the possibility of floods. Consequently, houses will be built with better insulation and will also need ways of keeping cool in hot weather, whether that's air conditioning or more shading of windows. There is ample evidence that toy play is a very important aspect of child development. Children of all ages enjoy playing with toys and the different roles they play in their fantasy and make-believe games, but toys are more than simple playthings. Many toys offer hands-on learning opportunities that can instill basic skills that will benefit them for the rest of their lives. The Texas law prohibiting abortion after detectable embryonic cardiac activity was associated with a decrease in in-state abortions and an increase in residents obtaining out-of-state abortions. The proportion of out-of-state abortions obtained at 12 weeks increased significantly from 17.1% to 31%. Countries bordering the Mediterranean have built up a solid reputation for sunshine, great tasting food as well as impressive health statistics, featuring some of the lowest rates of heart disease, and increased life expectancy. This has created a lot of attention towards the Mediterranean diet, which is not a typical weight loss diet, but more of a set of habits. An inclined plane is a simple machine with no moving parts. It is simply an even sloping surface. It makes it easier for us to move objects to higher or lower surfaces than if we lifted the objects directly upwards. It is believed that ancient Egyptians used inclined planes to carry heavy stones to build pyramids. Many scientists examining human impacts on coastal ecosystems have focused on agricultural runoff because fertilizers that wash into the sea carry massive amounts of nutrients and pathogens that can harm marine environments. But the impacts of human sewage receive far less attention. Travel planning is all about the details. But while you may be a master at uncovering the cleanest hotels and practicing proper airplane etiquette, there's an element of being a guest that stumps even the savviest of travelers. Tipping etiquette, who to tip and how much of a tip to give, can be confusing. As technology keeps growing, political and economic leaders have utilized cinema in changing and shaping people's outlooks either for their own benefit or for the benefit of the people. Quality translations are also readily available and extremely affordable for everyone these days. The geosphere includes all the stuff that makes up the crust and the core of the Earth and everything natural and lifeless that makes up the surface of the Earth. Examples are all the rocks and sand particles from dry land to those found at the bottom of the oceans. There were various explanations for volcano behavior before the structure of the Earth's mantle as a semi-solid material was developed. For decades, awareness that compression and radioactive materials may be heat sources was discounted, and volcanic action was often attributed to chemical reactions and a thin layer of molten rock near the surface. In the Science Mission Directorate, the Astrophysics Division studies the universe. The science goals of this division are breathtaking. We seek to understand the universe and our place in it. We are starting to investigate the very moment of creation of the universe and are close to learning the full history of stars and galaxies. Behavioral outcomes are devalued as a function of the delay until they are experienced. This process, known as delay discounting, is reliably associated with cigarette smoking and other tobacco use. Delay discounting is a potential therapeutic target in tobacco cessation. The most significant difference between traditional Chinese architecture and traditional Western architecture is the construction material. Most ancient Western buildings were built up with stones, solemn and magnificent. Most importantly, they survive today. If you do experience a motorcycle crash, be aware the other driver will most likely blame you for the accident. This includes the road conditions, any skid marks, road signs, construction, and anything else that may have contributed to the accident. Not every accident requires an attorney, but a knowledgeable local attorney can help you make sense of the process.